Again to another session of Ljubljana Talks right here at IBTM World 2023. And with Goras, we have another fantastic colleague here to talk to, Ángeles Moreno.
Amazing.
Thank you very much for coming by.
I love your pronunciation, by the way.
Well, I try, thank you. I have to go and say we've been meeting on a lot of events recently. You've been to Ljubljana a couple of times in the last couple of years. And how do you see our industry right now?
Wow. So first, do I need to introduce myself now, I think, or no? Yeah, that's good. So, I'm Ángeles Moreno, so could you pronounce that? And I'm the country manager of AIM Group International in Spain. I've been in this industry for around plus 25 years. Always entrepreneur with my own event management agency for many, many years, and then as a consultant for strategy for around 7 years, and now very happy as country manager at AIM in Spain. To your question, how do I see the industry right now? Phew, that's an interesting question. It's not that easy, I would say. It's challenging. I think we need to rethink a lot of models. The business model is suffering. Expectations, I'm not sure we're meeting expectations from everybody or everybody's meeting expectations. Short decisions, short notice all the time. An industry where the demand, let's say the value chain of suppliers have the power right now, and this is not balanced. And when we talk about that, it's not balanced, and we need to be careful with that situation where we don't control prices, we don't control conditions, but we have also the event owners making decisions in a very short term. So, because organizations are making decisions at the very last minute, so interesting, I would say. So the industry right now it's challenging. So I manage my own event management agency for 17 years. With our turnover around 4 to 6 million turnover. So we were already a player in the industry, and it was not that complex. So let's see. I think we need to rethink a lot of things.
Ángeles, with your experience with management, what is the formula for success? Now you're part of big, I would say, global agency. Before you were independent. So what is the difference and what is the formula for success? Is it different now or it's the same?
My formula for success, and I don't know if this resonates to everybody, I think is strategic thinking, very powerful management. The people very much, the team, it has to be very much aligned and engaged with a strong value proposition. And everybody into the same narrative, into what is that we are delivering, what is the purpose of our business, and we go in that direction and we don't lose focus. And I think we need to go into strategy, and then we need to go into operations very strong and very determined. And this is my formula. Successful so far, so let's see if it runs exactly in the same direction in the environment that we are working right now. It's a different planet, so let's see.
I mean, I feel that we know each other for a while, and I really always appreciate you being able to talk about whatever you're thinking, or you're very opinionated, and I really appreciate that. But tell us a little bit more about the AIM Group. What is your how does it work? What is your mission?
Yeah.
Where are you taking AIM Group in this environment that we live in?
AIM Group has been in this industry for over 60 years right now. But they are in a transition at this moment, which makes the company very, very attractive, I would say. They are in a transition from the more traditional way of doing things, which I would say very experienced. So over 60 years, they know what they are doing, but they want to change into a more innovative way of doing things. So the combination of the two worlds, I think, is fascinating. They wanted to revamp the organization in Spain. They have been in the country for over 15 years with no much success. And they said, listen, it's the moment to reinvent and invest, or maybe it's not the position where we need to be. And we found each other, and it was the perfect moment to meet each other. So for me, it's my perfect fit, I would say. It's the first time I'm an employee in my life. So I also said that to them. It's like, you need to excuse me sometimes because I'm not used to that.
Of course. I can imagine that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
May you imagine? I mean, I started with my first company was in 1999. So imagine the situation. No? But I think it's the perfect moment. So they want to start thinking in a more innovative way, more sustainable way, more technology, implementing more technology, a new way of managing things. And the hub in Spain is the perfect space to test new models and understand if this is suitable for the rest of the company.
I would say design thinking, I know that you have a passion for that, will help a lot. Does it really help in this new role, actually?
I think it's a change on mindset. To be honest with you, when I discovered the design thinking world, it changed completely my way of approaching things in general terms. So I'm talking about even family, friends. It's changing the perspective. I was, as you well said, I'm very opinioned. I've been always very strong character, so I always have an opinion super fast. Design thinking helps you to think before act.
Prototyping.
And getting used to the problem and getting that feeling that I need to understand fully the problem. And also the people, your stakeholders, in solving that problem and the different perspectives. And it changed my life completely. And I always suggest to everybody, even my team right now, is like, think before you act. And this is very much design thinking. So yes, it helps. It helps not going into the solution of the problem very fast, where you lose a lot of energy. Many times you lose time, money. You lose the confidence also of the people that you are trying to solve the problem to. And then you don't have a second chance. With design thinking in a business management perspective, you get the techniques to think before you act. And there you evaluate much more the possibilities, failures, potential failures, and where is the success, where it seems to be the success. It doesn't mean that you have, the key to success, but it's better. You suffer less. And you enjoy much more in the process because you learn. And I think when you learn, you evolve, no?
I need to jump to sustainability topic now, and then we go back to other topics. I will ask you something I asked you before in Rome last week, actually. Why ladies care more about planets than men? What is the reason for that? And are we in the middle of the climate catastrophe or crisis, by your opinion?
Oof. I think we care more, I told you, because we bring life. So we have, I think, the magic, that we bring children to Earth. And I think that's the reason why we are more conscious on the long term of life. I think. It's obvious that we have a little bit more of empathy and we are more caring, and that's the reason why. If we are in the middle of a crisis, yes, we are. It's huge. I'm extremely worried.
How difficult it was to live in Madrid this summer, actually.
Yeah.
So,
It's already for 2 summers that we are suffering. And it was before maybe 2 weeks. Now it's more than 1 month and a half. And I don't know for how long, because obviously for 2 weeks you can cope with that. Actually, you can go to the beach for 2 weeks. But when the houses are heated, for 1 month and a half, it's difficult to breathe, no? So, sorry. What to do and how to do that, I don't know. I really don't know. And we are in the middle of the crisis right now. And we need to understand what is the impact that we can make in order to delay or slow down the process that it's obvious that we are in.
So, would you say that think globally, act locally is still a slogan that works?
It works amazingly. I think we need to have the perspective on a more strategic thinking, which is more global, where you understand also other regions' impact, you understand other cultures, you understand other ways of living, and then you have the power to act locally and to generate an impact in your region specifically. Of course.
So still active, and
of course, but maybe now more than ever.
Maybe now more than ever. That's also so. The conversation, of course, about sustainability is something that we just cannot avoid. But there's another big elephant in the room, which is artificial intelligence. Now, how do you see that coming together? Is it a threat or is it an opportunity?
Oh, it's a super opportunity. No threat whatsoever. I think will help us enormously into being more excellent, more efficient. I think we can learn so much out of that. We will improve security. We will improve data management. Then we can be more personalized in the way we give our services. It's a process of learning constantly. The only thing you need to be sure is that you offer an additional value that the machines cannot offer. So from the moment that you are only a person that it's only copy things, then be sure that you will be replaced by machines. And artificial intelligence is one of the threats for that kind of profiles. But if you just are passionate about learning and continue improving and growing, this is only an accelerator of the process.
Angeles, it looks like the PCOs are merging into full-service event agencies somehow with a strong communication part of the business, like it is in AIM. You bought actually, or you bought a big PR company, am I right?
Yep.
In Italy. So what is happening actually behind the scenes? So is there still a difference between PCOs and event agencies, or we will just see one big, I would say, full, powerful event agency in future running around the world?
You know what? I think the PCO is quite a peculiar type of business. When I started at AIM, I didn't have any experience on managing congresses, and I think I underestimated the complexity of that. And so I would say I've run DMC, I've run event management agency for corporations, super creative and super cool. Now I'm running the three
together.
I have three business lines with clear expertise in the three business line, differentiated with different teams and different type of customers. And the complex one, the most complex one, is the PCO by far. Because of the situation of the Congress industry right now, where there are so many, and it's very difficult to get participants engaged, sponsors engaged. So that's why we invested into communication, because the strategy of communication and attending that Congress is key for success. And that's the real situation. For me, from the three of them, the most interesting one is the Congress side, the PCO.
So, because this is also related with success of the events, the PCOs and so on, would you say that you see certain trends in our industry that are driving our industry forward? Do you see that we're having are we going towards more global events? Are we going towards more regional events? Where are we going?
I think that's very difficult to respond. I see all the organizations have completely different ways of thinking. I think they want to be very much local present and very strong in local, because there are a lot of stakeholders when you do things local, which have a very strong power, but they need to have a global presence somehow. But it goes, every single customer is completely different. So there is no trend we can apply in that sense. And for example, in my country, that it's very much into the region of Spain. So it has been traditionally not a country that mixes with a lot of nationalities. We see many differences. And I wouldn't put a trend on that.
Angeles, we are slowly coming to the end of this conversation. Have you ever heard about Conventa?
I've been there many times.
Really? And what do you think about it,
it's
actually?
It's a date in my diary, by the way.
Okay.
Just coming back to Ljubljana, it's always like, I'm going.
Super, super. And we usually finish with short fire questions. Mine is actually sea or mountains. And you should decide and elaborate.
Elaborate on my needs?
Sea or mountains?
Sea or mountains? Sea.
Horses or elephants?
Horses.
Thanks for being our guest, amazing guest. Thanks, Angeles.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And thanks for watching. And please stay tuned. We are coming back in 5 minutes.